Well, Donna and Kevin, this family says this dispute has really put them in a bind because now they have to find another healthcare provider, one that they trust and feel comfortable with, something this family tells me is going to be challenging.
But when it comes to his spot on the Board of Corrections and the push for him to resign, the Board of Corrections has decided not to vote on whether or not he should resign. And then, of course, he's not stepping down himself. So that leaves one option, which is for the legislature to vote for him to be removed. It would take a 2/3 vote for that to happen.
It's the total solar eclipse when the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun all aligns. My photog, she's going to be the Earth, I'm going to be the Moon, and everything that you see is going to be the Sun. This is my creative idea to show you everything that's going on here at this festival. So there is live music and they're rocking out right now. Let's go ahead and rotate. You got Area 51. The kids, they're going to be dizzy. Have a good time. $10 rides all day long. This thing that you see back here, that's a silent disco. I really don't know what it is, but it sounds like fun.
It's through these ropes where these kids are finding their purpose.
Boxing is very fun to do.
For 15-year-old De'Arion Spencer, he's seen how rolling with the punches has saved others.
It keeps a lot of kids out of the street.
As he goes toe-to-toe, he says the sport has also helped him.
I feel like if it wasn't boxing, there's some things that probably would have got in the way of things.
Pine Bluff's Gloves Not Guns coach Albert Brewer says they teach all kids the 0-1-2, but try to target those who are aggressive.
It just seems like there's so much violence amongst our youth. It seems like it's out of control.
As summer approaches, Albert hopes to be a haven, keeping their gym open Monday through Friday and going to different events, all for one reason.
A lot of times we label our youth as thugs, but our youth is our future. And if we don't invest in our youth, if we don't sponsor our youth, the streets will sponsor them.
Because for these kids in the ring, every punch they make, it's building a better future.
If I don't make it to college football, I am going to try to go pro in boxing.
De'Arion is one of 4 boxers in the gym headed to the National Junior Olympics.
If I just focus and go in there and do what I'm supposed to do, I can come out with a victory.
Because when you're floating like a butterfly, you will eventually sting like a bee.
They call me Lightning Hands.
It's right here where De'Arion says kids of all ages can dream big.
If you really put the work in, you can succeed in life.
He couldn't get her to answer the phone.
Seconds turn into minutes, her heart and mind racing, wondering, what if?
I was just praying it wasn't her.
Angela Ashley says her mother was at the Mad Butcher grocery store Friday morning when tragedy struck. Her worst nightmare becomes a reality.
She was checking out, and she was shot and killed.
Ashley's mom, 63-year-old Shirley K. Taylor, was one of 3 killed on June 21st of 2024, a day this town will never forget when a gunman opened fire on innocent shoppers.
She would have done anything for anybody. If that man would have stopped and just asked for a little help, she would have helped him.
Ashley says that is what hurts the most because her mom loved taking care of people.
We're very, very small and we take care of each other.
The support from the town, friends, and family means the world to Ashley right now while she still sorts through her emotions of this tragedy.
The love, support, it's really kind of overwhelming.
But there is one sight the whole family will miss the most.
When you'd walk in her house, she was sitting on a stool in her kitchen.
Cooking for her loved ones, always. Something that has been taken away.
She didn't deserve it. None of them deserved it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the fastest woman of
and she wanted to give up so many times.
But no one believed she would. She was the little girl with the rope.
I grew up in it. Everybody always tells me funny stories about how they remember me walking around the rodeos with a rope in my hand. Like I always had a rope in my hand and I always wanted a rope. I couldn't walk anywhere without her rope in my feet. She'd take a little rope to school and she just started to it.
It made sense. Her mom, Deb DeSalvo, was a roper to look up to.
My mom roped really good. She won the Arkansas Rodeo Association, the Arkansas Cowboy Association probably 4 or 5 times a piece.
For a single mom, work, rodeo, and raising a little girl was what you'd think it'd be.
It's been tough. It's been tough, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
She just made it work. My grandparents were big, like they helped me and my mom a bunch, and
Eventually, the time came when Deb knew she couldn't make it work for both of them.
my mom gave up so much. Like whenever it was time for me to start roping, like she quit on the spot, sold her horses. Like she knew if that's what I was gonna do. She sold her horses to get me some, and that's what we did.
In a saddle and roping before she was a teenager, she had the drive, she had the talent, but the titles weren't coming, and all of it comes at a cost.
I didn't have a ton of money or great horses or the best resources growing up.
One resource money cannot buy, she was rich with: a mom's support.
I'd be like, Winnie, all your hard work's gonna eventually pay off. She'd be like, win, Mom, win. I'm just like, just keep working at it. Just never give up.
In time, the buckles came, so did championships and invitations to rope with the best in pro rodeo. Today, Whitney DeSalvo is firmly seated as one of the top ropers in the world.
Okay, I guess we're going. Actually, it's probably been my best year to date. If I do my job, that's what we're going to do is win. So, I mean, I'm excited, but at the end of the day, that's what we went there to do. So I just kind of look at it like that, like I just did my job and everything kind of worked in our favor.
She did her job this spring, taking the title in team roping with Kenna Francis at the Women's World Championship inside AT&T Arena.
We've won a lot of cool stuff, but we ain't never done it in front of this many people on this kind of stage before. It's awesome. One of the biggest wins I've ever had in my life, but it's over till next year. The dream of it when I started, you know, it definitely is a blessing.
Literally living the dream.
Yeah, really am, yeah.
But as high as she climbs the rankings, this cowgirl's boots are firmly on the ground.
I mean, nobody cares about what you did yesterday. We got to worry about what we're doing tomorrow.
In between rodeos, she puts her rope down and teaches others how to pick one up.
Keep going. It's a little dirty, but it was good. Girls come up to me and say something, you always try to give them like encouragement or something, because anybody can do it. I'm telling you, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Key to her advice: once you pick up a rope, you better start learning how to pick yourself up.
Just go do your job, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we're gonna lose a lot more than we're gonna win at these things, at this sport. You know, we know that going into it. I guess it's like what fuels us to want to win more and keep going.
I'm very, very proud of her. Very proud of her.
You wouldn't know until you were like not getting pregnant.
Danielle and her husband have always wanted to start a family. In 2023, they began trying for their first child. But after a year and finding few options in Arkansas, they turned to a fertility specialist in Texas for help.
I quit my job here and started traveling the 10 hours round trip to Dallas to do fertility treatments.
Not long after, Danielle found out she was pregnant.
This was the 12-week ultrasound of our baby. You can see a little profile. It felt great, you know, we were like, it had paid off, and we were super excited to finally be having a baby after, you know, a couple of years of trying.
But that joy quickly faded when a routine scan at 18 weeks revealed the baby did not have fluid, kidneys, or a stomach.
We were told there was no way that the baby would live.
Even though the pregnancy was not viable, Danielle was told her only option was to carry the baby to term. Since there was still a heartbeat, under Arkansas law, she was not legally able to have an abortion in the state.
They told us that what would basically happen is that I could get scanned every 2 to 3 weeks to see the baby and see if the baby had a heartbeat or anything like that, but there was nothing else that they could do for me.
That's when Danielle and her husband made the difficult decision to end the pregnancy on their own terms. The following day, they drove 6 hours to a clinic in Illinois to have a 2-day procedure.
There were protesters and, you know, people like that outside, yes, which, you know, already taking a very awful day and even making it more awful. But inside the clinic, everyone was so incredibly compassionate and kind and held my hand through everything.
Danielle is grateful she had the financial means to leave the state for the procedure, but knows not all women in her situation are as fortunate.
I, you know, also even almost a little bit of guilt, like that I had every resource possibly imaginable, and that so many people don't in this state, and that was really frustrating and upsetting.
Following the ordeal, she and her husband made another difficult decision.
It's really frustrating, and it also made us decide we didn't even want to live here anymore.
Soon, they'll leave Arkansas and move back to her home state of Pennsylvania, ready to start a new chapter as mom and dad.
This pregnancy was our last remaining IVF embryo, and so it was our last shot, and so I'm feeling super, super grateful that it worked out and that we'll have a baby girl in the spring.
In her new state, Danielle plans to continue to advocate for women's rights as she did in Arkansas, choosing to share her story now in the hopes that one day women will be able to make the decisions they need for their own families without the law involved.
I could have become septic and died, or bled and died, and I'd like to think that, you know, my life also matters.
It's unacceptable that members of our community and members that visit our city want to come in and celebrate the holidays, participate in the Black Friday events, and they're subjected to this senseless acts. They're committed by cowards, in my opinion.
People started taking off running. People were coming out of shops and was like, what's going on? And like, there were people everywhere just running.
This community's hurting right now. They need to see people willing to stand up and stand behind it.
Need to remember that there was those that was here that suffered consequences of an act of violence.
Kind of unbelievable when we start hearing names, because I know everybody.
Was blind, but now. Family members, we have employees, we have friends.
From either one of them being my daughter's babysitter at one point to going to school with people.
I know so many people wants to ask the question, why? Why didn't you do something?
We need to support each other no matter what that looks like, no matter what it takes.